Hey, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Long War. I'm Rob Bear, and with me tonight are my partners in bringing the hobby back, Stephen Four and Kenny Boucher.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Yo, dog.
We think we have a Kenny Boucher. There he is.
I'm here.
I think he's in here somewhere. There he is. Oh, there he is. Hey, Kenny, what's that over your shoulder?
No, I didn't know if that was Kenny Boucher or if that was Val Venus.
Kind of looks like the Undertaker.
I'm giving a quick shout out to a good friend of the show, Abe. He actually is the person I defeated for this belt very recently, and you'll see him on a battle report coming really soon.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We just filmed a whole slew of those things over the weekend. We're going back to do more this weekend.
Yeah, quick spoiler alert. After Kenny defeated Abe, he put the belt on and tromped around the out of the battle bunker, saying, "The champ is here. The champ is here.
The champ is here."
Speaking of, Cassius Clay is in the house. I'm sorry, just kidding. Clay Cruz, what's up,
Clay
yo?
Cruz.
Yep. Ash, what's happening? Steve Bruley, my man. Miss you, Steve. Ben. Nice to see everybody. As always, please make sure if you are signed in and watching us, give us a shout out so we can give you a shout out.
Yeah.
Oh, Stoner Steve.
There's Stoner Steve.
Blood from the blood god.
His classic intro line.
Amos. Famous Amos. Yo, Famous Amos, did you hear you were a major topic on the first inaugural
Oh, yeah, he was.
Long War
podcast. Part uno. Yeah, definitely. If you guys haven't checked,
Amos got a shout out for Dark Angels.
That's true. And I did some quick research, and it looks like Dark Angels are going to be a separate book. So I don't think we have to worry about it getting all put in the same book. It's definitely probably going to be its own separate book, from what I'm hearing from my peoples.
Yeah, Ash, real quick. Ash is saying that he thinks that the FTN and probably us as well to be able to, the Long War should switch over to Twitch. And that's actually something we've been talking about for a while now. And we are probably 2-3 weeks away from being full-time Switch. Just so everybody knows, Ash is saying that it's a better interface for the chat aspect.
That's great. We don't like to do anything half-assed, or we always do things half-assed, whichever. We try not to, but we end up doing things half-assed.
We do a lot of grab-ass.
You're not.
Yes.
Yeah, he's not wrong. I mean, like it just seems to be the interface of gaming, like in its entirety. So, it's all about moving our interfaces over. We've been doing this for so long, and we've actually never been happy with this. So we are gladly switching to Twitch.
In the past 3 weeks, like it is just. You do the same things for 100 weeks, and then all of a sudden, it doesn't.
It's like when you're in a bad relationship, and you're like,
it'll
it
change.
takes you forever to break up with the person you're supposed to break up with because you're afraid of the change. Like,
well, it's also because you were kind of like my first, so you're like, man, I feel like I should have a little bit more loyalty, but I've been cheating with you in my mind.
I've already been cheating on you in my heart.
Yo, for real, like this actual relationship has been done for a while now. The formalities just have to be in.
Yeah, I've been getting a lot of nakeds from Twitch, so I'm gonna get up with her soon.
Yep. John, what's happening? Big ups from LA.
Is that Louisiana? He must mean Louisiana. That's where.
Yo, what part of LA are you from, homie? Yo,
that's Fatty J, actually, one of our social media guys.
Oh, that's right.
He's our helper mans.
Yo, well, either way,
there's Sal.
He's actually I think he's on vacation in California right now.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the food truck scene is official in LA. So, Fatty J, make sure you stop by.
Yo, what was the name of that movie? Chef or something?
Yeah.
That's what's up.
You know what I mean? I've still yet to see it.
Yo, you want to do that?
Yeah.
We should open up our own food truck, guys. I think that seems like an easy thing to do, relatively.
I think that's actually anybody can do it. Anybody can do it. We'll just sell some grilled cheeses and make them.
Yeah, let's just open up game stores.
I think it would sell donuts and waffle cones.
Yep, yo. Now we're talking. So, man, a lot's been going on. Just to give everybody a heads up, if you did purchase a bits pack,
oh my goodness,
Robbie B and I straight up bits bonanza up in here.
Yep. Yo, should we put that picture up, that New Jack City picture?
Oh man, yes.
You want to put it on Facebook?
Yes, that's exactly what we need to do.
Yo, you guys, if you're online, hop over to our Facebook here in a sec. I'm gonna post up a picture of Juice. The AC went out, and it's been pretty hot. I'm on the 3rd floor. Not lying.
Look, let me just give a shout out to everybody who work in sweatshops. The struggle is real. Like that is not cool.
Sweatshops suck.
I will never buy Nikes again. You know, like, oh man, Robbie B had me up in here with a whip, and man, the struggle.
Yeah, it was pretty nuts, and we still got a long ways to go. But
SF Chicago checking in. Troy, what's up?
What's up, Troy?
Oh man.
Yo, so I don't know if you guys saw, but here we go. I'm putting it up right now. So them Space Marine rumors, I think the article just went up like 6 minutes ago, or it's going up in a minute. Yo, they be looking fresh. Some new Assault Marines.
For the love of God.
Assault Marines?
Finally getting new Assault Marines.
For the love of God.
With grab pistols.
They're the worst mold lines of any GW model I've ever seen. Especially when you compare them to the new ones, like that come out with no mold lines. They're awful.
Yeah, let's hope their rules don't have mold lines in them. You know what I mean? Like, let's hope they're not 35 points.
All kidding aside, the worst mold line is the one on every model that goes straight over the bolter. Like
anything that's round, it's like impossible to get out.
All the little seams of a bolt pistol casing, it's like right over the top of that thing, and like right over the middle of the round shoulder pad. Like, what are you guys doing, man? It's literally impossible to make it look good.
Yo, speaking of looking good, SF Chicago is like, yo, Kenny going Razor Ramon.
That's actually my entire inspiration. My entire inspiration has always been Scott Hall. You know, got my toothpick, got my having heart attacks at age 40 in the rings, drinking too much, and I just wish I was as tall and strong as him.
Oh, love it.
Don't worry.
Bringing it to a little hobby back, Ben is two things. Hey, what's up from Whiskey Land? And B, he's working on tonight and for the last little bit on his Orc Blood Bowl team.
Oh, that's what's up. Blood Bowl's hella fun. Man. I miss Blood Bowl. I miss Mordheim. Oh, man.
Mordheim. That was OG.
True story. I've never played a single game of Blood Bowl, and I feel like I'm missing out.
It's good.
I mean, you like football? You probably like it, to be honest.
You get a good group of guys to get a league together. It's one of the most fun games you can do.
Yeah.
That's when it's most enjoyable is in league format for sure. It's like how we always talk about we want to play campaigns in Warhammer 40K, but we don't. Like, that's ultimately like the most fun I've ever had is playing a League of Blood Bowl. I always find I like it when like my stuff levels up and I can customize my things, you know? Like that's always the funnest for me. It's built into the game where like in 40K campaigns, you know, it's all fun. Everything's fun about 40K, but like the campaign stuff, you're just tacking stuff on. This whole game system is built around that. Like a rookie player getting better as he goes on. You know what I mean? Stuff like that, or a niggling injury acting up on you because you can get worse too. You know, you get turf toe and you never heal from it. You know.
Yo, remember in Mordheim, if you rolled bad, it would be like they'd send you to the pits. They'd sell you to the pits, and you had to be a pit fighter and like try to like fight your way out.
Oh yeah, my favorite thing was pushing people into the stands.
That was
let the fans deal with them.
Oh my God, this sounds like an episode of Spartacus. You know, like straight up,
exactly
you don't succeed in the ring. Yo, you're going to the pits. You don't know nobody want to go to the pits. So, but Angelo, what's happening, pimp? Sal, man, now I understand.
I knew it was Sal.
Okay, I apologize. Sal. The heat, I just want, if I'm not acting my normal self, it's because it's about 81 degrees, 80, 89, 101 degrees in this room right now.
It's not that hot, but it's hot.
Void Wraith Prime chilling in the house.
Yo, hit up the Q&A about like what you're working on tonight while you're listening and stuff. And don't forget, you can always get that love afterwards. You can download our podcast.
Don't forget, the podcast is out. You can find it on iTunes. It's searchable now. It's search engine optimized. It's also on libsyn.com. It's super crazy, but follow any of the links on any one of our media.
It's everywhere.
One of the coolest interfaces I've ever seen for podcasting.
All the big boys use it. It's dope.
Very happy with it, and we had a really successful first episode. And just to explain to the veterans, like what our process is that now we're doing this webcast for an hour, and then we're going to draft some of the best content from this webcast directly into the podcast.
Yeah, and or like the questions we miss, you know.
Some of the questions we missed, but we're also going to pretty much select at least 3 topics that we're talking about here and people whose questions were answered or potentially not answered here, and you're going to make it through on the podcast. But as Juice has said before, only people that are veterans of the Long War, people who are in the Hall of Veterans right now, are going to make it to the podcast. Doesn't mean you can't answer questions, get your questions answered here. It's just another little piece of content we're trying to create, keep it exclusive, keep it shout-out based. But, thank you guys already. We had a really successful week with the first podcast. Already like 1,000 downloads. You guys are keeping it real on us, man. Thank you.
Yeah, for real.
Super real. And then Steve Bruley's saying tonight he's working on a new Bloodthirster for a friend.
I love the new Bloodthirster.
Which Bloodthirster? You better say Bloodthirster of Insensate Rage. Steve Bruley, which one is it?
Oh my goodness. Famous Amos is heading in the morning
Heresy Betrayal campaign?
to a 4-day Heresy Betrayal campaign. Yo, do you have room for an extra? A +1 maybe.
That's
a Heresy Betrayal Blood Bowl campaign?
It's not Blood Bowl. Yo, Amos, you might want to take this with you if you're going.
What?
What is that?
That new lick. This is that new book 5 for the Horus Heresy. It's got the Warlord Titan in it. It's got the Ultramarines, the Word Bearers. It's got the wannabe, or I guess the Thunderhawk's pretty much the wannabe at this point. It's got the Stormbird in it. That thing is sick for 850 points.
I don't care about that. I don't care about that. What I care about is Justin Cox's question. What do you think about Star Wars Armada?
Yo, I played it at the Adepticon, and it seems pretty cool. It seems very set in its ways, very tactical, not super customizable. I like it, but for my time investment, I'm just gonna throw it in X-Wing.
Well, no, that's why I asked, because the Long Wars, we have a new segment coming out, Battles on Other Fronts, and obviously X-Wing is going to be the first part of that segment, and so we've already played a few games on camera that will start releasing to the Hall of Veterans early and eventually to YouTube. So I got to play my first game of X-Wing ever. And it was filmed. That happened. It wasn't fake, nothing like that. I actually played my first game of X-Wing ever on camera, and it was our first episode. We're going from the beginning stage up. We're going from literally don't know how to play this game, out of the box starter rules.
Yeah, quick start. Yep.
Quick start rules, and we're going to take it all the way to advanced play, super highly customizable. So I was very happy with the game. I thought it was incredibly fun. Rob was walking me through it. I got to play a couple of TIE fighters, and it was super fun. And I'm very anxious to see, where we go from here, because I also saw Juice and Abe I'll play another game here on camera for stage 2, because I'm pre-beginner, so we needed some people who were experienced obviously to move forward with the segment. But I'm stoked, I'm excited. I can't wait to play my next game of X-Wing. So I can't even think about Armada yet. You know what I mean? I don't even know what it's about.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Let me just tell you how much fun we have playing it. X-Wing, that is, I can't wait till we start playing 50, 75, 100-point games, try Falcon list. Oh man, I can't wait. It's a blast.
Yeah, Falcons are super fun. And you're right, Troy. That is your book. I will ship it out to you hopefully tomorrow.
Is it actually Troy's book?
It is actually.
Acting like a baller. Yo, check out my Horus C5 book that I don't own at all.
Yeah. Troy, that's getting into the podcast tonight, just so you know. Man, so on the way up to VA earlier this week, Robbie B and I were talking and got
scratchers.
We've talked about a lot of things. Not the scratchers. Okay, but okay. No, man, with this new Knights.
Yes,
the new Knights are official.
Yeah, I showed you the light on the new Knights. Yeah,
let me tell you, I'm sold. What is the one the Warden pattern?
Try. Oh, the Warden, with the Galler.
Yeah, that dude's my heat. I love the 12.
425.
Basically, the Vulcan Mega Bolter, and still the good D at Initiative. I haven't decided if I'm sold on the dude that's got the Kenny Claw.
The Colossal.
Yeah.
Colossal weapons are kind of infuriating to me.
Yo, so I actually wanted to talk about that because the way it's worded, we've talked on this briefly about unwieldy and the way Colossal is worded. But I'm not convinced. But here's the thing: when I went and looked through the rule book, I could not find for the life of me. And if any of you y'all out there know exactly where it is. There is no, that I could find in the rule book, precedence for, you know, selecting a weapon to attack with in the close combat phase. So I'm like, that's weird, because let me grab my night book, which is actually right behind me in the display there, because I want to read to you the Colossal rule, which also the D-Thirster also has it too.
Yep, which is upsetting to me.
Yeah, well, while he's looking up that rule, so basically what I was looking at was pairing, you know, 3 of these guys as a formation base, you know, just so I can get them in around 1,000.
So you basically want your 3 flying hive tyrants level of shooting with knights.
Church. You know, I definitely feel like that's a solid list. 3 hive tyrants, 3 of these knight wardens, and 2 mucilid sports. So I feel like it pairs really well together. Now, my hive tyrants would have to give up electroshock grubs, so they won't have the haywire flame templates. But, you know, sometimes sacrifices have to be made.
That's true. Looks like Void with Prime is talking about Twitch too. Like, yeah, we're getting a call out to go to Twitch. It's happening. I promise, guys.
Yes. Well, it's in the works. It's on the list. I definitely want to make sure we get a podcast tab up on the Long War for all the veterans of the Long War, so you can you know, get all your medias all in one place. You know, get all your videos, your podcasts, everything like that, all in one spot. So I'm going to try to work on that next week. Hopefully fit into Twitch. But we'll definitely give you guys like a week or 2 at least, you know, notice that we're going to switch over to it, do some test runs, you know, with ourselves, make sure everything's working good, right? So I wanted to hit up Gavin for a shout out, man. Thanks for posting up. But so he's saying, so he's known people have been talking for a while now that the sky's falling about the game over the last X amount of time, decade or so, different things going out, different editions, you could say. But with GW throwing a new codex at us, every 2 weeks, stories are being rebranded, things. Games Day Chicago is going away, no more R Boys, things like that. Is it time to worry? Well, I think, and I'm just going to jump in here because I've been in the trenches on this one for years. And I know these guys at GW. I've seen the trends. I know store managers, you know, and I talk to a lot of people. What I'm trying to say, you're looking at 6 months time out of 15 years. Like, and anytime you look at a segment of something, I feel like it's a lot easier to be like this and that. But as a whole, you know, Games Workshop has grown a lot. And, you know, trust me, I know the barrier to entry is high. I know this hobby is high. But I mean, dude, I played golf the other day. That shit was not cheap to play golf.
Yeah. First off, anything worth doing at a more than super entry level costs a lot of money.
Yo.
Yeah, I completely agree. Like, don't say that you want to take up baking or cooking in your house and have a buster set of knives. Like, yo, get some Wusthoffs, get some, you know,
fishing, hunting, golfing,
yeah, all of them. Good gracious. But now I will say, to go into a little bit of a point on Gavin's topic here, not necessarily if the cost is an issue. Now the rule sets, maybe that's what it is. Some of the rules that are coming out, and I'm not going to lie, I'm not going to try to sugarcoat shit.
It's a lot to keep up with,
right? Like, it is a struggle right now.
Yeah. But
is it any more of a struggle than where we were 4 years ago when we had no content? So it's kind of like, be careful what you wish for. And they got us. We complained and blew up their Facebook page and did this about we haven't got new content. So they're blowing us up. They're like, we're going to give you so much content you can't complain. So in my honest true of truths, I have seen the game through thick and thin. I think it's going to level out. I think they're just doing a massive, fast overhaul to get it to that point.
It's kind of like what Rob was talking about. We're going toward the idea of we'll never need another book again. We'll just need updates.
We never have been so close to that concept.
Yeah, I feel like that's really a distinct possibility, and also too, you know, I posted up something I read on, I think it was Bolter and Chainsword, and I forget the gentleman that wrote it, but it's all in the article. Spiky Bits. But basically what it alluded to was he was like, hey, how many points does Games Workshop want us to be building? You know, do they want us to be scooping up these 1,000-point armies here and there so we can be allying in? You know, and then basically we become interested in that, and then we start building and going up and up and up with it. Or does Games Workshop just want us to focus on one thing? And I think, you know, they're putting out that really, really delicious looking buffet, and they want us to all take trips up to this buffet.
First off, I like buffets.
I am a 40K fat kid. I like buffets too. But
speaking of the buffet, Ash is saying, man, the Chaos Space Marine side of the buffet is looking non-replenished.
Yeah, I don't
it's
think
looking like somebody has forgot to change out the fried rice pan.
The meat's getting a little dried out, I feel like.
Yo, Kenny, how do you feel about that?
Man, I'm not happy with the state of chaos, you know, but I try to hold it down as hard as I can. Demon Kid book came out, that kind of gave me some inspiration. You know, give me a couple of stupid dreadnought formations and then Demonkin over the last 2 years. Come on, man. Show me some more love than that.
Yeah, you're telling me you weren't happy with the Hellbrute in any one of its forms. You know, it looks cool.
It looks so
like,
cool.
I mean, if GW could somehow.
So glad they put so much money into giving me more Hellbrute models that I'm never going to use, you know?
Yeah. It's like if they can match their phenomenal looking models with their rules, like as we keep saying, the Dark Angels. Some of the best looking Space Marines I could imagine. The Chaos Hellbrute, I love the model, you know, but I mean, they're duds, you know. Void Wraith Prime is saying forever, you know, and there's a big part of the 40K community who hasn't been playing like us oldies since 2nd, 3rd edition. So I love the fact that he threw in, he's been playing since 5th, you know, and he says that the best time to be playing 40K is he loves this fast release stuff. You know, like this is, if you don't know any difference, if you know that those lulls that we saw in 5th, where there wasn't anything but Grey Knights for an X amount of time, and then now all of a sudden
that's not healthy, to be honest.
No, so I mean, Void, I'm glad. Thanks for chiming in, because that is a phenomenal comment. Bringing it back, not necessarily from 15 years of playing, but you know, recent within the past 6-8 years.
Yo, let me throw this out to you guys too. Like, remember they used to drop a codex and like 4 new model kits, right? Once a month at the beginning of the month. And then you had like another month till like GW did their big release, White Dwarf, Codex, new, you know, 3 to 4 box sets or whatever. Now we're getting stuff every week, but we're not, you know, yeah, it's a little bit faster, but then again, some of these books are just books. They don't have a model line attached to it. So it almost seems like it's kind of the same, but just a little bit quicker, and you don't really notice. You're like, oh, well, 6 things spread out at the start of the month, or 6 things spread out throughout the month. Which one, you know, there seems to be these lulls in the middle, you know, but now it's just like spike, you know?
Yeah, and furthermore, us as competitive players that want to go to these places and want to do these things, you know, this is more of a frustrating time because of the meta. We don't have time. We're buying. We're this. But from a friendly game, like that's where my mind has been. Like I'm actually haven't thought about a competitive game. I've started to get back into the ATC mode a little bit.
Yep.
But like I haven't been thinking competitive for a while now because of the state of the game and how happy I am to start thinking these, you know, I don't want to say fluff lists or anything like that because I'll always play something competitive, you know, in my heart, but like
you'll play anything as competitively as possible.
Yeah, but like it is so happy.
But the theme can be fluff, you know.
Yeah, it's like it's like I was able to flip a switch off my brain. It's like I can actually build a list without thinking immediately it's going to get killed by 13 other things. So like I would normally just stop immediately.
Like, if you make a list and you're like, oh, this loses to 5 Night Titans or 5 Wraith Knights or this or that, like, wait. Just think about what you're saying real quick. You know what I mean?
Done. That list is dead to me. You know, but now, but real quick, I'm going to rapid fire some of these that are building up on us in the.
We got actually, why don't you get the Khorne Demonkin ones? We got a theme going in here. People want to talk about Khorne Demonkin.
Look for the blood guy.
Yeah, so starting out, so Famous Amos is saying this is the best that 40K has ever been. And then Steve Bruley came back to say that, yes, it is the DX Thirster. He's got an 1850 game tomorrow, and he's going to ally in with Demonkin to get a couple of fresh greater demon rewards.
I was wondering if Rob pulled up that Colossal wording for us while we were sitting here.
I actually do have it. So here goes, and this is my rules challenge for you guys. Find in the rule book where it says or alludes to how you attack with a weapon in close combat. Like if you get to select one, because I cannot find it for the life of me. But then again, it's been really hot and I've been half drunk half the time, so I might have missed it. I reserve the right to backpedal. But here goes, Colossal. A model fighting with this weapon piles in and fights at initiative step 1.
Yeah, I think, in my opinion, my first statement that I was going to say was it says it in the rule book under go to initiative steps.
And then
initiative 1, 2 through 10, and this rule, maybe this is the first verbiage that we're seeing where we've never seen before. Shy Power Fist, they fight in initiative 1, they this and this. Now it is simply being stated, you fight at initiative 1 in a sub 5 phase. Or
yeah, it's crazy though. It says a model fighting with this weapon. So what he's saying is like, I want to choose to fight with this other weapon. Like I want to use my greater gift that is the greater ether blade. So I want to use this weapon. Do I get to be my initiative 9 that I normally am? So I initially thought. I guess
the qualifier is, what does a model attacking with? What does that preposition mean in 40K?
And the only reason it's anything remotely confusing is that they gave it the colossal wording. Why wouldn't they just give it the unwieldy wording? Why would there be 2? Why is there 2 different?
Right, and that's the thing. Yeah, so unwieldy says a model attacking with this weapon piles in and fights at initiative step 1.
It's literally the same wording.
Unless it's a monstrous creature or a walker. So that might be why they created Colossal.
Oh, that makes sense. That is exactly why.
Yeah, that's exactly why. Because guess what? It's a walker.
Yeah, basically, my favorite thing is you know, because we got Steve Beeling here. I think he's talking about how he's going to use the greater rewards on his demon list and on his blood D-Thirster. We actually have a battle report coming out this Friday with the D-Thirster using from Codex Demon using the greater gifts, and he rolled up some pretty intense gifts. So you're going to be able to see, you know, no spoilers whatsoever. I'm not going to tell you what he rolled, but you're going to see a really powerful D-Thirster take the tabletop from the Demon Codex, not the Demon Kit Codex.
Yeah, and furthermore, if you want to see another powerful D-Thirster go at it, man, dude went gangster on a Hierophant. Yeah,
that was our first showing of him, and that was before I've upgraded. So in this battle report, I've upgraded him to the new base, and we selected him out of the new big old base, and took him out of the Demon Codex. But Amos over here is saying that we need to do another Core Demon Kit Codex and not forget to do the demon, the blood tithing. So I'm thinking we need to bring Horton in, because the problem is that I don't have a Demon Kid army that really supports janking around with the blood tithing all that much, because I pretty much have a Chaos Space Marine army, you know. But Horton, he's running a pretty solid. He's running a really fun MSU style, using the Gore Pack formation, like 2 Gore Packs. He has a bunch of Termicides. He's using the Terminator formation or something. He's got like 3 squads of triple Termicides, you know, the little Terminators with triple Combi Melta. He's got those coming in. He got like 4 units of 2-3 bikers with melted guns and all the little flesh hogs running around. So like basically, if you kill 3 bikes, it's 2 blood tithing points because you kill the champion and the kill point. You know, like the Terminators come in. It's the same thing. They all have a champion. He also has a D-Thirster in his list. He has a really fun list, and I saw him playtest it here a few times. I was really impressed with how much blood tithing he was getting. How pretty much after turn 1 he was always feeling pain like after turn 1. Like so, I'd love to get him in here.
Feeling pain's actually pretty. It's only 2 points, and I mean I think you can get that on turn 2, especially if you take the blood host. You should have two tithe on turn 2. Yeah,
he doesn't take the. He's not a sucker. He's not taking this.
He's not taking the possessed tax.
He's like, yo, it's 150 points, man. Like, it's literally like, he's like, he thought about it for a while, but he's like, you know what? Like, one of the best units in that codex that nobody takes is the Termiciders. 3 Terminators with basic power axes and Combi Meltas, deep striking in and blowing stuff up in the backfield. And like, you put the sergeant in front. So if you fail 1-2 up save, you get a blood tithing point. You know, he's like, that is 100 times more effective of a unit than, you know, a stupid possessed squad. And you can't take the possessed squad on those because the possessed squad's 150 points.
Speaking of love for the chaos, Ash says, don't forget IA-13. You know, even though it's Forge World, it wasn't.
We also got a battle report coming out with some more AI-13 action in it.
We sure do. Oh, and you know, speaking of,
we did a lot of chaos this week.
Yes, Kenny was super happy. He didn't have to like make funny faces in the camera.
I only played 66% of the chaos.
Yo,
6.6.
I see what you did there.
Sal says, back to the point. He says, weapon selection under more than one weapon.
Yep, let me read that real quick because that's what's up. Yo, so it says more than one weapon, unless otherwise stated. If a model has more than one shooting weapon, he must choose which one to shoot. He cannot fire, blah, blah, blah. If a model has more than one melee weapon, he must choose which one to attack with when he comes to strike blows. He cannot mix and match the abilities of several different melee weapons. However, it's worth remembering that if a model has 2 melee weapons, he gains +1 attack in close combat, which we already kind of knew. So he chooses which one to attack with when it strike. So I feel like at initiative step, he picks
which weapon he wants to go with.
Yes. So I feel like the Colossal rule does not prevent the knight from using his super chain sword of Doom to swing initiative 4.
Nope, it does not.
Like
He allowed to do whatever he wants. That's good to hear. Man, yeah, I've been working on lists on and off the last couple of days to breathe new life into the download section of the Hall of Veterans, because the rumors are Space Marines are about to change. So I realized that like every army list we have in there with Space Marines in it is about to be out of date, and that's a substantial amount of them. So I've been working on non-Space Marine style army lists. I've got a fun 1,500 point Grey Knight army coming out soon. I'm trying to do lower points. I have a 1750 Dream Crusher Blood Angels army list that I was working on today for the download section, actually.
Yo, I absolutely love the lower point values. We've been playing a lot of them. That's actually where
you can show so much more stuff.
That's where some of my joy has been coming from and getting back with the game, is playing those lower point values, and turning them out. But everybody, hold everybody's mics, put your drinks down. Ladies and gentlemen, the assistant CEO and director of operations at Barely Tabletop Quality Painting Services, Sean Brown, everyone.
Sean Brown.
Oh, my goodness. What's up, Pimp?
We were just talking about him the other day.
Yeah, we literally were. I was
does he still play?
Man,
I ain't seen him in a hot minute.
Sean Brown in the house.
My day. That's right.
Yeah.
Yo, Rusty.
Yeah,
I always got to shout out Rusty for giving me a whole bottle of Wild Turkey at Adepticon this year. Thank you, Rusty.
Oh,
he didn't give you delicious apple ciders?
I drank them, but he didn't give them to me.
I feel like you drink whatever you can get your hands on, sir.
Yes, I do. Except for this gluten-free beer that you put in the refrigerator this weekend that I'm never going to
It's still there?
Of course it's still there.
It's horrible.
It's delicious.
It's horrible. It was an ultimate party foul to come home with that and then let Juice open one up and not realize what it was.
Hey, I didn't tell him to grab one.
No, first off, we've always had, I have to admit, nice, delicious tasting apple alcoholic beverages. I won't call them beer, but you got
get them for Rob because of the glutens.
Yeah, they taste like apple juice. So I was like, man, I'm gonna take a break from the 13 past blue ribbon I just had. I'm gonna drink me some apple juice. Next thing I know, I take a big swallow of gluten-free
sorghum.
Disgusting.
Delicious. Delicious sorghum beer.
Awful.
Yeah.
So good.
Just something.
He's like just sitting there, just struggling through it like a champ, just like, but like ultimately he's looking at us like, you dicks. Like,
what did I do to y'all? I'm sorry. Oh, man.
I'm really excited to hear that those beers are still there, Kenny.
Ash Hill and Void Wraith are having a little back and forth about AI 13, where he says that Void Wraith, it's worth it. Hellblades are pimping. Watch the battle report Kenny did using the Renegade detachment with the Wyverns. Those bitches do some work. It's nice to have armor and artillery options after a year or two of 6th edition decks. Disappointment. And I want to say, you're spot on, Ash. Like, Imperial Armor 13 is actually the truth for Chaos. That's the big thing, is like, we're talking about Chaos doesn't have anything, and I have to backpedal on that. Imperial Armor 13 almost fixes Chaos.
No, fixes everything part of Chaos.
It's literally got incredible options. The Hellblades are clutch. The Wyverns are clutch. The guns are clutch. Renegades are, obviously, Spartan is amazing. The Renegades are amazing. I mean, a block of 35 zombies.
Yeah, 45, a major block of 45 zombies. Like, good God, mind
50
blowing.
zombies for 150 points have 4+ funeral pain.
Get out of here. And then furthermore, not even just the thud guns, but those artillery pieces. I got blindsided in a tournament by them because I was like, oh, they're just thud guns, not a big deal. So I'm spaced out. Next thing I know, he's like, oh, those actually aren't thud guns. I was like, what? Who doesn't take
we got the rapier platforms?
Yeah, the one that raped my Bastion turn 1. I was like, wasn't prepared for that, bro.
Yeah, one of my favorite tricks in the in Imperial Armor 13 is the rapier platform with the 3 rapiers. Go to Crimson Slaughter, put a Crimson Slaughter Terminator sorcerer in there with the Balestar Marmon, so he has divination. It's the only way you get divination in the cast. So basically, you have a guy with 2+ armor save who can tank for the unit for toughness 7 if he needs to. And additionally, he'll have Warp Charge 3 with a spell familiar because it's included in the Balestar, and he might even get perfect timing. Think about that. Like, you get 3 rolls, you get perfect timing, and you get prescience. Like, the rapiers get really rapier.
They can do the Lord's work. We know which
Lord I'm talking about.
Yeah, I feel like you got to start blowing whistles.
There's a lot of things, and if the Tzeentch Demonkin comes out, that's amazing. But like, what about this? Here's a great hot topic to talk about for a second. What if they actually do all the gods in Demonkin?
Why not?
Like, they obviously should. They obviously should, but like, think about this would immediately make chaos.
Oh, the abilities.
This would immediately make chaos a heavy hitter. Nurgle Demonkin. And here's why. Demon of Nurgle has Shroud. Mark of Nurgle has +1 toughness. All the little demon units, like if you see drafted from the Khorne Demonkin, got both. Like Warp Talons and Possessed Marines, right? Well, forget about the Mark of Khorne or like crap. What if they were Demons of Nurgle and Mark of Nurgle? They would have Shroud and +1 toughness? Get out of here.
Super strong.
Mauler Fiend, a Mauler Fiend with the Demon of Khorne rule. I mean, Demon of Nurgle rule. That's the collection.
I won't lie. Every time when I run them, I run them with Bellacore to try to get shrouded on.
Yeah, but now they just have it. Like, imagine this though. I do realize that like every god would have his own flavor. So like, I personally believe if they come out with a Nurgle Demon King Codex, there would not be Mauler Fiends in it because that's like the Khorne thing. Just like the Khorne Demon King didn't have Obliterators, right? So Obliterators are demons right now. What if we get Mark of Nurgle and Demon of Nurgle Obliterators from Demon Kid?
That's
Shrouded and toughness 5. What if we get now right out the gate? We know that would be this. You'd be able to take a Herald of Nurgle, not demon instability, so he can join any unit of Battle Brothers, and he can give them feel no pain. Like, check this out: 10 Nurgle Terminators with him attached to them would have Fearless now and Feel No Pain. That immediately, in toughness 5, that immediately makes a unit of Nurgle Terminators incredible. Like, and they can all deep strike together. They can all deep strike together because he's a demon.
And also too, like, conversely, say you could get Tzeentch Obliterators, right? So then generally Tzeentch thinks the reroll ones. Because now you're affected by Cursed Earth. Now you're talking reroll ones. Now you're talking.
That's also a good combo. Demon and Mark of Tzeentch at the same time.
Yeah.
Anything with a 3+ armor save, that's crucial on. Like. These are some simple things.
Ash is picking up what the Rock is putting down. Mauler Fiends, Demons of Nurgle. He said, he's down for 4 of them bitches. 4.
4.
Mark him down.
Every time. Hey, y'all. Every time. 4. At least 4.
If you smell la.
Every time. I actually pulled this toothpick out of my shirt pocket. I think it went through the dryer. Got it from the Mexican restaurant. I do this for Sal to further my Scott Hall look tonight.
There you go.
I hope it's working. Hashtag.
I have exciting chaos news. Are you ready for this?
Please make it exciting.
Not only this is semi-exciting. This is the appetizer. This is the chaos appetizer. Vrax actually has renegades in it too that are a little bit different from the Imperial Armor 13, but not quite. So definitely check those out. But then, say you really need an excuse to get into Horus Heresy. Kenny, do you need an excuse to get in Horus Heresy?
I actually, the champion never needs an excuse to do anything that has anything to do with chaos.
So
what?
In the new book, there's rules for cultists, armies.
Like the old Alpha Legion days.
Basically, it's the word bearers, landing on Calth and then just having like a renegade army.
In the old days, man, them word bearers and those Alpha Legion armies, man, we just need to get back to that. Like,
yes.
Clay is all about, and I'm so glad he went there because a good buddy of the show, Luke from Southern Pines areas, he's a big Tzeentch fan. And sure enough, Clay Cruz went with it. They make Tzeentch Demonkin book. It will make Thousand Sons a huge army again.
Yeah.
Like, I remember playing back in the day when the last thing I wanted to see is some blue and yellow striped Chaos Marines because I know those bolters are coming in rough.
Well, not just that, but the Terminators were 2 wounds. And that shit got crazy on people.
Back in the old days, they were 2 wounds, not 1 wound 4+ invulnerable.
Yeah.
So much stronger.
So much strong. People
I'm
slept on that.
thinking of taking, check this out. Tzeentch Demonkin allied with Chaos, with allied to Chaos, so you can take Huron Blackheart as your warlord, and you can say, obviously you could take Airman because he would have the infiltrate warlord trait automatically from Chaos, but Huron Blackheart's like 40 points less.
You're grabbing the Sharpie. It's not.
What do you want him to grab?
No,
that's
all good.
He was like, he's got to go to prison, so he needed to.
I needed a
shank bag.
I was like, what are you going to prison
cops
for?
Just came. All right, word, you know what to hide this.
I'm just thinking if you can infiltrate anything out of the Tzeentch book, because like any list I run right now with Thousand Sons in my mind always has that infiltrate warlord trait from Chaos, and it's just not enough. Because guess what happens when you put a unit of Thousand Sons in there or anything?
Yeah, just get shot up.
You fail 3 Blizzard Armor saves.
Get shot up. Like there's too many, as we spoke about on the podcast and everything.
Too many bullets right now,
man. Like, the game, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, you could have a 20-person army. Like it doesn't matter. Like you didn't even need Feel No Pain because of the amount of shots, not even necessarily the quality of shots. And with the introduction of D now, so prevalent in the Eldar book, now we've got quality and quantity. This is the first time where we've got the merger of both of them together. So we'll see what it does.
Now that's a really good point. Like a lot of these point values are all wrong because of the volume of fire difference. Like we didn't start getting the real volume of fire until Grey Knight Codex came out. That first time.
Yeah, the side cannons, Purifier spam and side cannons.
Yeah, literally, like it was just so many shots. So yes, you're right. And I also want to comment on Sal again. He says demons are still heavy hitters, man. Even with all the Codex releases, you're right. Like demons are fabulous right now. They crush everything. A well put together demon army is a force to be reckoned with at all times. I agree with that. And that's why, like, you can't turn your back on psychic powers. That's my main reason that I just don't like the Khorne Demonkin. That's why I take the Bloodthirster out of the Demon Codex as an ally, so I could take the Bloodthirster and 16 Horrors as a troop choice. Like, add them to your Chaos Space Marine army, because one thing Chaos Space Marines have that very few people have is access to cheap level 3 psychers that can reroll their psychic checks, who have access to telepathy. Like, Chaos Sorcerers with Spell Familiars. Like, they're so good.
Yeah, the Spell Familiar is no joke. We've talked about that a bunch of times. Gavin is actually wanting to know, so is 40K being rushed at the moment because of the fantasy overhaul? Are we going to have a dry spot once the new fantasy gets rolling again? Do you guys believe that?
Yeah, we will. We've seen it before. I mean, there was whole months of fantasy releases. But that's okay because that'll give everybody time to slow up, and get into something new. It'll be fun. It'll be fun. And plus, if new fantasy kits, those give you great, inspiration for converting things. And, Empire works great for all sorts of forces in the Imperium too. Like, there's so many cool bits out there, regardless of what system they come from.
Amos just shouting me out. How do you pronounce this scotch he's trying to tell me to drink?
Yo, if I'm not mistaken, I was looking at that those letters in that current configuration for a while, and
were you sounding them out in your head?
Yo, I was clapping my hands and syllables. I don't know. Lynchenberger.
Lafrag. Yes. I've seen commercials for sure. I drink a lot of bourbon these days. How much per bottle would you say this scotch is? Is it more or less than per fifth? Is it more than $30 a fifth? Because Wild Turkey is less than $30 a fifth, and it's the greatest bourbon on earth.
Yo, you know your liquor stores down there are cheaper than mine.
That's crazy. Stupid ABC. I'm not happy with ABC. As a consumer, I'm very disappointed with the ABC market.
I need open markets. I need to pay the least amount possible for my wares, please.
Got Lewis coming in hot. Great fan. I love Lewis. He says, "Will you guys be going to Wargames Con in Austin?" I don't think so. I think that the Long War is going to be relegated to bitch duty for the next 9 months probably. After the ATC, we're probably going to be on lockdown for a while because of this bringing hobby back. It's just taking so much of our time. Like, we literally don't have the resources to step away 4 or 5 days. Like, we just don't. It's like not at least not at this stage. Not at this stage. We don't have nearly large enough backlog or library archives. We are, it's just not possible. We're realistically, 2016 is probably going to see us going to only Adepticon.
I know for a fact the week before that is Juice's charity thing, fight for Mike. Fight for Mike.
Yeah, Fight for Mike. It's a big 2-day softball tournament / all-day fundraiser event on Saturday, June 13th, where food, barbecue plate sales will be brought to you by yours truly, What's for Lunch. And also we're going to have a large vendor setup. We're going to have face painting, build your own cupcakes. It's going to be cornhole tournaments, absolutely everything going on in the North Carolina area at Bass Memorial Park. You can go on Facebook and check it out. Fight for Mike, FOR.
And then Mike is your father, to be clear.
Yep. Yo, is your food services that day cat friendly and gluten free?
Yes, it is cat friendly, meaning we will not be serving cats.
Excellent.
Glutens are
optional.
You can or cannot get them. Whatever floats your boat.
Okay, I will come to this. I will participate in your event then.
Sean Brown is saying he's just been working on Skitari and
Skitari.
Yes, Skeeteries. I always try to think in my head whenever I say the name, how many other ways that I could say these. It's a very original name. So, Sean, let us know what your list is looking like, man.
If you're 369 Mafia, maybe.
Here we go.
Skitar Rizzle.
So, Amos, we're going to do this together. 3 syllables. La, fra, egg.
Lefroig?
La frog leg.
Drinking that frog leg scotch.
Yo.
Famous Amos and Sal are going to do their arm wrestling competition for the giveaways to figure out who gets the so that way we can just stop doing the Long War giveaway and they can just arm wrestle for the winner each month.
I like it. First off, I know Sean Brown is not going to let this go past his desk too many times without him jumping in.
Well, all I know is that
involved.
Yep.
That new giveaway is going to drop soon. We came out with a podcast last week, so I didn't have time to get it up, but we will be launching that giveaway here soon.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And remember, get in here. It was only 12 minutes left of this show. Get in here, ask your questions. Something you want to see get talked about in the podcast that we're going to record directly after this. We need your guys' support, obviously, because we literally don't know what we're talking about. We need you guys to tell us what to talk about.
Yeah. So what do you guys want to, how many different outlets of 40K do you have out there where they ask you what you want to hear? Do you want us hear us talk about the tournament scene, the fluff scene, modeling? Do you want us to talk about lists? You tell us. That's what we're going to talk about.
Yeah, seriously, the best questions, the best question on on Market Watch, the best questions on the state of the game tournaments, anything you can think of, any subject, the best ones are going to make it through. So think about those.
Ben has been playing back to the Blood Bowl teams. He played a Halfling team earlier tonight, and I left them with 8 dead or / injured. Ruthless.
That's pretty brutal.
It always happens to me. Literally every time I play.
You leave the dead or you are the dead?
Yo, I thought I saw somewhere up there
I'm
that
dead, usually.
Troy wanted me to sign this book for him.
Yo,
Troy, do you want a Juicy J signature on there too? You get double trouble today.
Ooh.
I'll sign it for him too, but he needs to be warned that my signature looks exactly like a penis. So
I can draw that. I can sign that for you. I mean,
yeah, literally.
So I like it. Aaron looks like he is the first up there, and wanting to know, especially with the new Horus Heresy 5 that we just got in, he would like to see some 30K lists and tactics.
I can't talk about 30K. This
on
book
the
is
subject of army lists, then. So that's a really good point, Aaron. So we're pretty much noobs at 30K, but army lists. Is army lists something that people want to see us talk about weekly or bi-weekly or at all? Because we can at length. But I find army list discussion to be boring. But I don't know if I don't listen to podcasts. I make podcasts, so it might not matter here.
I definitely found with like on the blog, people like seeing army lists, but they don't like necessarily how exactly like the nitty gritty on how to play it. They just like seeing and getting the inspiration. You know what I mean?
Heard that.
Well, it's so funny that you posed that question because as you were saying it, Kenny, Gnarls chimed in. Thanks, Mr. Coleman, for checking in and giving us your input. He says, "Yo, can you guys do a crude army from Forge World versus a Space Marine army?" So, like, obviously, people want to see battle reports and people want to see army lists.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty soon here we're going to be taking. We're going to be accepting challenges. We're going to be needing to get some people in the Beats Laboratory to play some battle reports with us, and we're going to have to put out I don't even know, a call to arms, get some people involved, and because obviously there's so many battle reports we want to do, but we ultimately at this moment have a somewhat limited range of models. Though we have 1 million models, we've already played through almost all of them. So we're going to be doing some repeats here soon.
Super big influx. Troy, 30K Night Lord stuff. Famous Amos, 30K stuff. Like, literally, it sounds like the people have spoken. I mean, one thing that's going to have to get put on the books for the next couple months or whatever is 30K. Like, the people have spoken.
Yeah. All we have is a 30K Blood Angel army right now, I think. Maybe a 30K Space Marines army. They're all 30K armor, right?
We probably have some 30K Iron Warriors.
Yep. How about that? 30K Iron Warriors versus 30K Blood Angels.
It'd be pretty dope.
And then there's some 30K Tyranids.
Oh, wait.
That's 30,000 points. Is that what we're talking about?
There's actually a story in Unremembered Empire where like the one Iron Warriors guy basically like they don't come out and say it, but basically like he summoned the Tyranids to the Milky Way galaxy.
They were hungry?
Yeah, they were hungry. and then 10,000 years later they show up.
Love it.
It's like it's like the Borg when Q sends Picard across the galaxy, and then the Borg come back 1 billion years later.
The Delta Quadrant, and they're like, "Hey, let's go find those people."
Yep. Shit.
All right, best question of the night. He would like to talk about. Let's have you guys talk about why in the hell you let Kenny take a tau detachment when Necron's in a battle report.
Because we just wanted to see the look on his face.
To be honest, that's what we're about. We're not always talking about like, oh, I can't always play Nids. Kenny can't always play. Like, you'll see coming up, Kenny's playing against some chaos and he doesn't even have them. So I mean, like, we're breaking the mold lines. We're busting them open, and Kenny is now a Necron and tau player. So everybody's seen it.
Fledgling Necron skills. I can roll 6 is pretty hot, but I don't know what to do outside of that.
Troy, that is a big confirmed signatures all around.
Okay, we'll get that done this weekend then for you, Troy. I'm not going to ship it till next week.
Sean is saying, and this is actually something Robbie B we were bringing up earlier, is like the Skitarii models with the drop pods. With some of those stuff they have, and the Mechanicus model with those artilleries with the grab, like some of the new models that are coming out right now are the truth.
The Cataphront. That formation, the Voyager or whatever, where you can take a Night Titan as part of it. The stuff you take around it is only like 1,500 points. If you take it like semi-competitively, it's like 1,500 points. Like, you can do some work with that formation, and then you get the Canicles apply, all the blessings of the Messiah apply to those guys. Like, I wouldn't sleep on that formation at all.
So, Cyber D Vonovan. Sorry, I'm interrupting you. This is more important than that boring shit you're talking about right now. He's basically like, where you guys at? Ready to play some battle reports right now.
Cyber D is prepared to put his D on.
So basically, if you can get to Durham, North Carolina, or in around that area, like Raleigh, Durham, that's basically where we do our filming right now. It can be in Southern Pines, it can be in Virginia, Midlothian area, Virginia though too. So looking for that area, and anyone interested, hit us up on the Facebook page. Hit us up on the, through the email. They're literally, 40klongwar@gmail.com. Any medium in which you can. Hit us up. Let us know if that's something you're interested in so we can schedule these things. And we want exciting armies that you haven't seen before on our YouTube channel. Yeah,
it's all about great modeling. Even decently painted stuff, is great. It's all about just showcasing some really different.
Just needs to be painted, but doesn't need to be painted that well.
Yeah, I mean, we are not super sticklers about this stuff. So definitely we're gonna want to see your stuff, but don't be afraid to hit us up. Not even a thing.
Yo, you and Sal can crush a couple of reds together.
Yeah, the call to arms is being answered by Sal, and he's bringing an old suitcaser full of those disgusting, horrible, won't get you drunk beers.
Well, they will if you're drinking that from
them. Rusty is saying he's down. He said he'll fly from New York. Yo, fly from New York to Durham. Then look, then what we'll do is I will drive back with you, and I'll detour to go to Atlantic City. We'll spend the weekend on the roulette table, and then I'll drive into New York with you. And we
but no lie, like anyone who's serious about it, the parameters of our battle report thing is going to shift here soon. Our location is going to be changing, so we only have the current location for 30 days, essentially for 33 days. So if you're interested in and after that, we'll be in flux trying to figure out our establishment. So it'll be many months after that before we can restabilize. But in the next 30 days, if you're interested, you need to make a move on it to get down here to Durham and get a battle report with us.
Yeah, for real.
Awkward silence.
I'm not mesmerized by all these questions.
So many questions. A lot of these questions are going to make it through the podcast. I'll tell you that. We only got 3 minutes left, so we're basically going through trying to figure out what we want to talk about for the next hour while we're doing that.
Man, I don't want to keep the awkward silence any longer, but man, 30K all around. I literally have seen the phrase 30K in about 15 or 20 different messages. It is the truth. I've been wanting to play it. Now I am. You guys have swayed my mind.
Yo, I'm gonna drop a little question to Kenny real quick. Kenny, what's the thing you look for when you in a mechanic for 40K? Hey, this guy gives me the ability to.
What do you mean by mechanic?
Some special rules, some special mechanic.
What's the most Severin Law? Our boy Slaw.
So for me, what it comes down to is I need rerolls. I need a way to be redundant. That Feel No Pain is redundancy. Spell familiars are redundancy. I need good anything to make what I have more redundant. And for me right now, since I play a lot of chaos, the answer is psychic powers. When I play my super friends, the answer is 2+ armor saves, look out, sir, and Feel No Pain. So for me, absolutely, because I like to play assaulting armies, I look for redundancy in defense.
Yo, I know exactly what you're saying. It's interesting you said that because today, Fantasy Flight Games dropped a new teaser card for X-Wing, for Star Wars X-Wing. Guess what it does?
Feel No Pain. Ignore damage on a D6 of 5-up.
It lets you reroll any dice.
Evades any one dice. A Fate Weaver? Fate Weaver?
Guess, and in the Star Wars universe, guess who is Fate Weaver?
Don't say Han's bitch Solo.
No.
Don't say him.
No, it's not.
Darth Vader. Please be Darth Vader.
Nope, it's not Darth Vader. It's bigger than Vader.
Yeah, Chewie. Chewie's bigger than Vader.
He is bigger than Vader physically.
Physically.
Yo, give me some more parameters than bigger than.
Yo, it's the Emperor, not of mankind, but of the galaxy far, far away.
So he's basically the Fate Weaver. Change that you can believe in.
Emperor Palpatine just dropped today, and he's a beast. He takes up 2 crew slots, but man, I'll tell you what, being able to reroll any dice, that could get dirty.
Yo, speaking of dirty, it's in the books. Anybody else who wants to go, Sal, Rusty, the Long War guys, we're going to Atlantic City.
Long War Atlantic City? I'm down.
It's going down.
In real.
Yo, so Aaron, if you play Sons of Horus, take a chaplain. Seriously?
I don't know what any of that means.
Horus.
It's a 30K. Yeah, it's 30K.
I have to look it up. I kind of skipped over them. They just seemed really powerful, so I was like, I probably don't want to play them. And they weren't Iron Warriors.
So, guys, thanks for everybody, man. It was so awesome that everybody came in. It was literally rapid fire with all the questions. The show would not be the same without you. Actually, wouldn't be a show. Yeah.
And plus, too, like, we do this show every night or every Wednesday night at 9. So, like, if you don't see the invite go out, like, that's just Google being stupid. And we've been putting up like for far too long.
Just go to the events page, you know. But that's temporary, like I said. We are very committed to going to Twitch. It's the next thing. The podcast, we have to go with our marketing strategy. Podcast was next, not Twitch. Twitch is now next. So
Twitch
that is happening.
Important. So I think that's about it. We got any more questions we want to hit real quick? Go into bonus time.
No, I think that's it, guys. Okay. Appreciate everybody watching.
Yeah, no doubt. Make sure, hey, you heard us talking about the podcast, so we will have that up. If you're a veteran of the Long War, we will have that up over there soon. If not, you can check us out on iTunes. We're over there. You know, if you like us so much as you're going to view us right now, make sure you leave us a 5-star review for real, because that definitely helps out other people to find our great podcast. And we all know we want to spread the hobby and keep, you know, bringing hobby back in that regard. So if you haven't become a veteran of Long War, head on over to longwar.net. You know, we got exclusive access, or, you know, exclusive content, early access videos, all sorts of stuff. Soon to be a large repertoire of podcasts, if you know what I'm saying. So head on over there and become a veteran of the Long War today. Good night, y'all.